In this class, let us talk about other e-commerce operators. Till now, we were talking about taxi aggregators and hotel aggregators where the aggregator themselves had to pay GST on entire consideration. Now, let us talk about other e-commerce operator and who has to pay GST. Let us take an example of Book My Show. Now, I wanted to book a movie ticket and I booked a ticket in PVR. I booked a ticket in PVR cinemas through Book My Show. I am the service recipient, service provider is PVR. What is Book My Show? By now you should have understood that Book My Show again is an aggregator bringing customer and service provider together. Now let's say that movie cost comes up to 400 rupees and I pay this 400 rupees to Book My Show. Can Book My Show keep entire 400 rupees? Answer is no. Book My Show will keep its commission and pay the balance to the movie theatre. Now let us say Book My Show kept 50 rupees with itself and paid 350 to the PVR. Now, who has to pay GST on what portion? The Book My Show has to pay GST only on 50 rupees. Only on its commission portion and not on the 350 rupees extra. Question is why? Now let us come back to section 9 subsection 5. Section 9 subsection 5 says only on specified services, the aggregator has to pay GST on entire consideration. So we discussed which were those specified services. It was one is taxi aggregators, one more is hotel aggregators. Only in these two situations, the aggregator has to pay on entire consideration. On all the remaining e-commerce services, the aggregator will only pay or e-commerce operator will only pay on his share of commission and not on the entire share. So I hope the example is clear. Now let us take one more example for better understanding. Say there is a Swiggy which is a restaurant aggregator. Now if I am ordering an item through Swiggy, Swiggy will get its commission. Now Swiggy has to pay GST only on its commission portion and not on the entire order cost. So we have learned that only on specified services, specified service means taxi aggregator and hotel aggregator, the aggregator has to pay GST on entire consideration. On all the remaining services, only on their commission portion they have to pay. Now I want to give a small clarification. Whenever I am talking about hotel aggregator, I am talking about booking of a hotel room, that is accommodation service. It may be a hotel room, it may be a lodge, it may be a guest house, anything to do with an accommodation. And if there is an aggregator, I am calling it as hotel aggregator. Now let us discuss the important aspect of e-commerce operator and who has to pay GST. Till now we were saying that e-commerce operator have to pay GST. But now the problem comes, what if e-commerce operator is not there in India? It is possible that e-commerce operator is in Germany and he can still provide service in India. Now the question comes, who has to pay GST? The GST law is very clear on that. It says there can be three possibilities. The first possibility is e-commerce operator has a fixed establishment in India. That is, they have a registered office in India. If e-commerce operator has a fixed establishment in India, then e-commerce operator will only pay. Now the second question comes, what if e-commerce operator is not there in India but in abroad? Say Book My Show is based in Germany. Only for example's sake, say Book My Show is in Germany and it is providing services in India. Now, if Book My Show has any representative in India, then that representative will pay GST. So in the first case, if a Book My Show has an office in India, then Book My Show only will pay GST. If Book My Show does not have office in India, then any representative of Book My Show will have to pay GST. Now the third question is, what if Book My Show does not have a fixed establishment, nor it appoints any person as its representative, then who has to pay GST? Government says, if both the situations are not satisfied, then the e-commerce operator compulsory have to appoint someone as its representative. If e-commerce operator does not have a fixed establishment nor it has a representative, then the e-commerce operator compulsorily have to appoint someone as its representative and they should pay GST. One important thing you need to notice here is section 9 subsection 5. Whenever they are talking about e-commerce operators, they are only talking about services. The e-commerce operators providing services, not supplying goods. So examples like Flipkart or Amazons are not covered here. Only the service providers like Ola, Uber, Oyo Rooms, only these kind of service operators, service e-commerce operators are covered in section 9 subsection 5.